Alright, what's up everyone? I got a different kind of video for you guys today. I'm going to be reacting to sprint training. And when I first thought about this idea, I'm extremely picky when it comes to speed training and people's exercises for getting faster. Extremely picky. And I didn't just want to be tearing someone apart for an entire video. So I thought, might as well just find a video where it is good speed training so that I can react to the good speed training. Because majority of the speed training videos I see, I don't like, and I'm very picky with speed training videos. But this guy, I watched this video, very good exercises. I'm going to be critiquing a few things, but I want you guys to look at this guy's training because these are the exercises that you should be doing. Now, I don't know about his weekly schedule, like his Monday through Friday schedule is a little bit intense for the majority of people. This guy's an elite sprinter. He does this for a living. So it's definitely different. So I wouldn't recommend it for, your average sprinter. But let's take a look at some of this guy's training because, he knows what he's doing. And, yeah, I'm just going to be reacting to it as we watch this video together. I'd say about 90% of this stuff that I like. There's going to be a few things that I don't like that I'm going to break down. So one thing that I want to point out here is he always does a very long warm-up before every single workout. Every single workout. And he does sometimes 2 workouts a day. He's always doing a ton of prep because, 1, he can't get injured, and 2, he's not going to be able to sprint at full speed unless he does an entire prep session. Like, his prep sessions are probably as long as some of y'all's sprint workouts. Like, he takes his time on these, and he treats these exercises as if they're just as important as the actual workout, which is true, because the prep going into the workout is going to set you up for how much effort you're going to be able to apply into the workout, and effort matters so much in sprinting, especially top speed sprinting. Doing some handoff stuff. This is kind of sport specific. Alright, these, I really like these. So they're reacting off of what would be the gun in a real scenario, but is a clap, and they're jumping off of that. I see a lot of coaches have people just do arm swings off of the clap, but they're actually jumping off it, which is going to be even more specific to what they're training for, which I really like, and that's getting an extra explosive movement before they start sprinting and setting up their blocks. So something I noticed about their blocks is their first time coming at the blocks, they're not going all out. Even though they just did an entire warm up, they're fully warmed up. Look how hard he comes out of these blocks. He did not go hard at all. Look at this. He's not trying to go 110% on the first rep because he's not fully warmed up yet. And sprinting is such an advanced movement and such a powerful movement that you literally need to be so ready and so fresh for it. So he only starts going full speed now after he's done a few reps. So I really like that. Really took his time. And then this is the best part about all of this. He's racing people. This is the best part. You need to race people if you want to get faster. The real reason why sprinting against other people is actually so valuable to you is because of the benefits it'll have on you over a long period of time. It's not necessarily saying, when people say sprint against other people, it's not necessarily to say that you're going to be faster right then and there. It's more so saying that you're going to be faster over a long period of time because when you sprint against other people, you're forced to go 110% speed because of the adrenaline, yes, because of the competition aspect of it, but sprinting, you can't get faster at sprinting unless you're doing 110% effort. And when you're sprinting by yourself and there's no one racing you, even if you think you're giving it 100% effort, it's going to be very hard to do it with the type of adrenaline and the type of effort that you'd be having when you're sprinting against other people. All right, now for these pogo bounces, I like the fact that he's not just doing them straight up and down. He's having a little bit of horizontal movement in the pogo. I also like that he's got a weighted vest on, so he's overloading a little bit, and he's doing it on a pad. This is 3 different ways that he's making the pogo even better. So when I say this guy has elite training, and then he took that weighted vest off, so he's supersetting it. So what the pad is doing is it's lowering the impact. So 1, he's on already sort of soft surface because it's an indoor sort of, it doesn't look like a normal indoor track. It looks even more cushiony. But even on top of that, he put a pad down to do plyometrics on, because the ground impact on plyometrics over the week is going to take a toll on you, and that's how you get shin splints, is by doing things on hard surfaces. So that is really smart by him, and you guys should definitely be taking note of that. So anytime you can be doing plyometrics on a softer surface is always going to be better, except for sand. That's way different. Sand, you can't be explosive in sand, so it's not good. You want a soft surface that is hard enough that you can still be explosive off of. Sand is only good for recovery and muscle endurance. That's a misconception about sand. Yes, it'll definitely be lowering the ground impact for sure, but it's mainly for recovery. It's not for becoming explosive. These, you can still be explosive on them because it's hard enough for him to explode off of. Alright, I think this is the next morning. Again, lots of prep. He does a lot of prep. I'm going to skip over some of this prep because he does a lot of prep. I really like that though. If you have time to do a ton of prep, then you need to do that. That is not only going to set you up for success within the workout, but over time, these small movements that he's doing, like even just these right here, are going to be strengthening your muscles over time, because you do them consistently, because they're your warm-up. It's something that you do every single day. You can even do these type of things on recovery days, on active recovery days, because they're not super taxing on the body, but they're still going to be getting you better and getting blood flow going. And you go straight into single leg bounds. Wow, okay. That's intense for the first exercise, but that's good if he's warmed up enough for that. But in general, I love this exercise. This is very sprint specific. The more sprint specific you can get within an exercise, the better it's going to be. And this is basically probably the second closest exercise to sprinting that is not sprinting. The first would be if he was alternating on those two legs. Okay, then I think he did, what was that, a distance? He did some jogging? I don't know. Okay, no, they're running at a fast pace. This definitely, I wouldn't say this is speed endurance. I don't know how far they're going here. But, guys, speed endurance is not distance running fast. Speed endurance is sprinting as fast as you possibly can for as long as you possibly can. That's speed endurance. That might have been. I couldn't tell how fast they were sprinting. I couldn't really tell there. If I knew their distance, then I'd be able to tell. Alright, this is very advanced. I like this. Is it 100% necessary for the average sprinter? No. For him, this is great. I like this because it is allowing him to use momentum. Again, the more sprint specific we can get, the better. And this is sprint specific because it's using momentum. A lot of times in the weight room, people try to tell you that using momentum is not a good thing because you're assisting yourself. But that's what sprinting is. Everything is about the momentum and the build-up, the elastic build-up. So there's no elasticity in there, but there was momentum build-up, which is always a good thing to be incorporating in your training. All right, I like these barbell step-ups to split stance depth drops. I like the fact that he's landing in a split stance depth drop, and he's not just landing on 2 feet normally like a normal depth drop. I'd recommend for anytime you're doing a depth drop to land in a split stance. That's way more sprint specific. So I really like the fact that he's doing that. And now he's doing the king of all compound movements right here, for sprinters at least. This is the king of all compound movements. We got the barbell Bulgarian split squat. If this is too hard for you guys, then use dumbbells at first. Progressive overload. Get better over time. This is not an easy exercise. It's extremely taxing. And I like his rep range here. He's doing super low reps. I don't know what his rest time's looking like. He's not showing that, but I really like that exercise and his rep range. All right, this is one thing I'm not the biggest fan of. All right, we do power clean to get triple extension. Sure, he's getting triple extension a little bit, but this is it's a little bit too fast for my liking. Like, it looks to me like he's kind of just trying to get this exercise out of the way. I mean, I get it. I've done power clean like that before. I just would rather maximal effort power clean, but I guess he is sort of far into the workout by now, so I guess I don't know, it's alright. I don't like how heavy he's going on that, but you know, it's not horrible. It's alright, but in my opinion, it should be a little bit lighter. And I'm judging that based on how high he's going off the ground. But I guess, I mean, I don't know. It depends. Everything depends on the season and if this is a strength day or power day. What is this? I don't know. Alright, I really like the fact that he's doing core training at the end of the workout. That's always a good sign to know if someone's programming their workout properly. I hate seeing people do core training like in the middle of their workout. Just horrible advice. But this is great, and he's actually even loading it up on his core. A lot of people just do core exercises like Russian twists with their hands. It's like not a lot of adaptations coming from that, but here he's forcing the adaptation to come because he's literally loading up his abs. Abs, it gets strengthened just like every other muscle group. You have to load them up. You have to put weight on it for them to grow. So that was pretty explosive. And it's a functional ab movement as well. Okay, so I guess Wednesday morning, again, lots of prep. Looks like he's got a few static stretches, which I'm not the biggest fan of before a workout, but I mean, I don't know. It depends on what workout he's about to do. And it's not like he's doing anything crazy static, but he's not about to go sprint, I don't think. I guess it depends on what workout he's about to go do. If he's doing some low intensity stuff, then maybe. If he sprints, definitely not. But we'll see what he's doing after this, because this is a little bit too static for the beginning of a session. I guess there's a little bit of dynamic in there, but I don't know. Okay, he's got some max height pogos. Oh, he's about to do some assisted pogos. Okay, I like these. I think he's supersetting these as well. Getting those ankles right, getting those ankles stiff. Alright, and then, okay, yeah, so I guess if that was his whole thing, then the static makes sense and is totally fine. Again, look, he's about to go sprint now. You can tell he's in there, and he did not just do any static right here. This was all dynamic, you can see. Everything dynamic. So that definitely plays a huge role. And again, I can tell this guy knows what he's doing because of that. Gets into some skips. Getting the blood flow going, getting his ankles right. The ankles are a huge aspect of the skips because those need to be warmed up, because that's where all the force is being absorbed and applied through. So the feet, ankles, and in general just getting blood flow here and working on form, technique through skips, working on rhythm. Rhythm is such a slept on part of speed training, and everyone thinks that wickets are only for, making sure your knees are coming up and getting your spacing aligned, but it's mainly, in my opinion, for rhythm. Rhythm is huge. How much rhythm you have has a huge correlation to how fast you are, and a big part of rhythm is the coordination and kind of just how coordinated you feel through the sprint, and wickets help a ton with that. So I like the fact that he did wickets first, because he also has to focus pretty hard on that. Okay, this is by far, out of all exercises you can do to get faster, in your start. In your drive phase, first, I'd say 30 steps. Out of every exercise you can do, this is it right here. And I like the fact that he's doing these spiked up. He's not just doing these in a random part of the workout in flat shoes. He's spiked up here, and he's doing them first. This is the second exercise, and you could even say the wickets are, I'm going to go back. You can even say the wickets are part of the warm-up. It depends. I don't really know, but wickets in this, first exercises. He did that for a reason. He did that because this exercise that you're watching right here, this is the best exercise you can do for the first 30 steps of your race. Absolute best exercise you can do. Dry phase, he's getting that positive body angle. He's spiked up, and he's forcefully pushing a lot of force into the ground. And that's what's going to help your dry phase a ton. And he's doing that first. This is the best thing you can do. I love the fact that he did that first. Okay, now we have some hurdle hop pogos. Again, I love the fact that these are spaced out, so he's adding a little bit of horizontal movement in there as well. Yes, obviously there's vertical aspects to this too because he has to get over it, but he spaced them out a lot. Okay, now he's going... Oh, yeah, I like that. Okay, so the reason why he put these in together and he stopped going as horizontally, he's working on vertical here, but force is force. Obviously, horizontal force is going to be amazing because sprinting is horizontal force, but we still need to work all areas of force. So, I mean, vertical force is obviously going to be good force. So each one of these is higher and higher and higher. That means that he's working on his kinetic energy and his elastic buildup. So to explain this, he wouldn't be able to jump from a standing vertical jump over that last hurdle. He just wouldn't be able to. The reason why he's able to jump over this is because he was able to build up momentum, elastic energy, kinetic energy, and he was able to build that up through these hurdles. So they're getting higher and higher, but it's not necessarily getting harder and harder. So that's what he's training here, which I really, really like this. And obviously he wouldn't be able to do that if they were super spread apart. So I actually really, really like these. And he's working on that elastic buildup, and that's only being able to happen because of his super short ground contact time. So I like those.
And now for Thursday's plyometric and core session.
All right, plyometric and core session. Let's see how he starts this off. Again, dynamic stretches. I like it. Everything here is super intentional. He's doing all these exercises with full intention of getting better. Oh, okay, I don't like this. Okay, let me explain why I don't really like this. Because the reason why you do box jumps rather than just vertical jumps is because when you jump onto a box, you're eliminating the ground impact. And so typically when you want to do a box jump, you guys should be doing a box jump and then stepping down and not jumping down, because the whole reason why we're going onto a box, why would we not just, jump straight up in the air, which obviously they have their own benefits in their own ways. But when we do a box jump, we do it to eliminate the ground impact. And here he's jumping onto something that is going to give him no ground impact, which is great. I love that, but I don't like the fact that he's jumping down. So that just eliminates how good it was that he's jumping onto a pole vault pit mat, which I love pole vault pit mats. Again, a pole vault pit mat is going to be like sand. Like I said earlier with sand, pole vault pit mats are going to be exactly the same to a sand workout. If you were to do a bunch of plyometrics or sprinting in place, stuff like that, pole vault pit and sand are going to be equal. So I like the fact that he's jumping on it, but I don't like the fact that he's jumping off of it. He should be stepping down. So it's kind of just defeating the purpose of jumping onto the pit. Okay, I really like the fact that he has this pad. I don't know what this pad is. I have actually never seen this before. But I like it. I don't know what it is, but I like it. I mean, I know what it is, but I don't know what it is. So he's doing some leaping bounds here. He's focusing on getting full triple extension. It's almost like he's doing a jumper's workout. Like if he was a triple jumper, this looks like a exercise he would be doing if he was a triple jumper, which I like. Okay, this I really like. This is the only upper body exercise we've seen so far, and it's with a med ball. This is amazing. I literally would not want him to do anything else. I'm a huge supporter of med ball exercises for your upper body if you're a sprinter and if you're an athlete. Huge supporter of that. I believe that that's definitely the best way to go about upper body training for sprinters. So that's actually cool that I'm seeing that, because I feel like I don't see that often. I feel like there's a lot of tricep stuff and rear delt stuff, but I like the fact that he's just throwing these around with his upper body, and that's very functional. He's using his core here. He's even using his legs. He's using momentum. That's all stuff that's going to directly correlate into getting faster and into his sprint ability. So yeah, I definitely recommend doing a lot of med ball stuff for your upper body to build that upper body explosive power, which is very important. Your upper body is very important for sprinting. I'm curious to see what he does on Saturday and Sunday, because this is a full week right here. This is a full week. So I like the fact that he does jump rope in the beginning. That's his very first thing that he does. That's going to engage the core. It's going to work the shoulders, and it's also going to help with rhythm. That's, again, I talked about rhythm. It's going to help with rhythm, and it's going to warm up the ankles. Again, everything starts at the ankles, the foot, and if you're not warming up the ankles and the foot, then you're kind of cooked for your whole workout. Like, you need to warm up your foot and your ankles, because that's your rock. Alright, some depth drop to max effort vertical jumps. Okay, I like these. Seated. So he's using no momentum here into an overspeed jump. Those seated ones I liked, because those are a no momentum to overspeed jump. Which I don't know what type of stretch shortening cycle that would be. That kind of contradicts stretch shortening cycle. I don't know what stretch. I feel like that'd be, I guess, medium stretch shortening cycle. All right, warming up. Let's skip some of this warm up stuff. Again, he spends a lot of time on the warm up, which I really like. He's doing that fast leg there. These are going to be really helpful for rhythm and increasing the leg speed and increasing that fast twitch muscle fiber in that hip flexor. Karaoke stuff, I mean, that kind of stuff and most of this stuff is really just for your ankles and getting blood flow. Like, karaoke is kind of irrelevant. There's, I don't know, it gets a little bit of rotational work in there, but I like these. I like the bounds. I like that kind of stuff. What I really like about this right here, look at this slow-mo block start. No, it's not even out of the blocks. Look how intentional he's being with his triple extension. Wait, did he go out of blocks? I don't see any blocks right there. And look at that triple extension. He literally, that's beautiful right there. That's perfect. Without blocks too, that's pretty good. I mean, his foot could be a little bit lower, but without blocks, I mean, I don't even see how it could. That's really good. And he's striding. I don't even think if he were to be racing someone, he would sprint like this. I don't think he would. Right now, he's focused on the warm-up and mentally striding. All right, and putting a lot of force on the ground, getting full triple extension within those first few steps. Like, look how high that foot's coming up. It's exaggerated. All right, I can tell. This is exaggerated, but that's okay. He's literally doing this for his mental. He's doing that so he falls to the level of his training. So when shit hits the fan, or he gets nervous, or when that gun goes off, and it just is a matter of what your muscles are used to and your mind-muscle connection and just what you've been training like the whole time, then he's naturally going to go into bounding in the start, which is amazing. That's why I like this. So, yes, he's over-exaggerating here, but I'm glad he is, because it's a warm-up, and he's intentionally doing it, knowing that it's going to help his form, it's going to help his rhythm, and it's going to help his overall coordination to be able to get triple extension on not just that first step, but also the steps following that. So I like the fact that he's over-exaggerating that in the beginning. And then obviously once he actually starts sprinting, I guess they're timing these now, which is great. Then he's not going to sprint like that, but he's going to have that mental cue. I promise, if you over-exaggerate something that's positive, something that's good, like bounding in the start, then you actually sprinting, you're going to sprint faster and you're going to bound more, even when you're not thinking about it. So that's why I really like that he was doing that. They're timing these. Again, if you're not sprinting either against someone or you're timing it, then you're not full speed sprinting. And he's got spikes on, so that's triple. That's 3 ways that he's been full speed sprinting, and they're guaranteeing that he's full speed sprinting. If they weren't timing this, he would not be sprinting as fast as he is. And it's not like he's not trying hard enough. It's literally just a mental thing. Like, you can't. It's really, really hard to sprint at 110% effort if you're not chasing someone or you're not being timed. and he's doing spiked up. So that's really good. I like these. He's timing them. He's trying his absolute best to not drop his times as he's doing more and more. I don't know what these rest times are looking like. I'd assume he's getting about full rest. I don't know. But it looks like he's doing a lot of these, so they might even be working a little bit of speed endurance in these. But guys, this is speed endurance right here. A lot of people think this is just for his start or his max effort sprinting, but this is speed endurance. It depends on his rest times, but this could just be max effort sprinting with full recovery. But I'm liking it either way. Running that fast, that many times, is definitely an overload day. Like, this day is definitely his hardest workout day. There's a lot of sprinting involved in this. This is going to be a very, very hard workout. I think he did say that earlier. But as you can see, his times are going up each time. And all that is, I mean, that's inevitable. You can't, sprinting that many times, that's inevitable. No matter how much rest time you're taking, that's inevitable. That's going to happen.
These days,
okay, I like the fact that he's doing some jogs, get the blood flow going before his warm-up, doing some dynamic stretches. Okay, strength room workout. I'm excited to break this down. I'm excited to see what this entails. I really like the single leg RDL. And I like the fact that he's not kicking that leg too far back. That'd be more of like that'd be isolating the hamstring a little bit more. It'd be very hard to do it. And the fact that he's loading these up heavy means that his hamstrings are able to take this. So for majority of people, doing a barbell RDL is already going to be hard on their hamstring, but doing it single leg is going to be even harder. But the further he kicks that back leg back, the harder it's going to be. And the more hamstring involved. But as you can see, he's not kicking it back very far, so there's definitely some quad in this as well. It's not all hamstring. So he's playing it safe here, which I like because he's going heavy. And he's using straps. That's probably a good idea. And he doesn't have his shoes on. That's even better. Alright, he's got an elevated heel single leg glute bridge. I mean, yeah. I guess that's good. He's working those glutes, glutes and hamstrings, which are arguably the most important muscle groups for sprinting, and he's loading them up. And he's doing a single leg, which is even more sprint specific, so I like that. Alright, front squats. I like front squat. Oh, he's not doing front squats. I bet he's warming up to do some sort of clean. Yep, I knew it. Okay, see, I like these cleans better. Remember last time I said I didn't like his cleans because he was going super fast? I really think he was just trying to get done with the exercise because that was a long workout. But here, I like these a lot better. His form looks a lot better. A lot of people are going to say, oh, but he's not dropping down into his stance. But you don't need to drop down super far if you don't need to. Like, you only drop down if the barbell is not coming up high enough. That's the only time you ever drop down. See how high this bar comes up? It stops. Okay, I'm going to stop it. It stops there. And that's why he drops down into his stance to then catch it. You don't need to catch it and then do a squat and squat down. There's no point in doing that. What we care about here is a triple extension, getting the bar as high up as we can, keeping the bar path close to us, which I really like. Look how close this bar path is to him. I mean, that's as close as it's getting. It's basically touching his chest at the end. And I like the fact that he's not too lean forward. His head is up. I mean, this position right here that he's in, this is a great position to be in. And then he keeps the bar path super close. Bar path super close the whole time. It almost even hits his belt. It's almost touching his chest. And then he's not dropping down excessively far. He's only dropping down enough to catch it. Yeah, I like that. Look at that. He's only doing... It looks like he's only doing 1 rep and then he's resting. Maybe he's doing 3, but he's not going past 3. There's no way. No way he's going past 3 reps. Okay, then we got some clean and jerks, or just jerks. Yeah, I guess clean and jerks. Which I like this. I like this. I mean, his only other upper body stuff he was doing was with the med balls, and I mean, yeah, if you're going to do upper body exercises, I'd agree with this 100% that it should be med balls and it should be Olympic lifts, because that's all you're going to need. Super explosive movements, and you're still overloading and loading up super heavy, like right there, he failed the lift. So you don't need to fail going to failure on like some machine, but you can fail and get the same benefits from failing on an exercise like that where he just failed, which was great. Now he's max back squatting. This is a very intense strength day, which I like. For Saturday, this is crazy, but this is good. I like his form too, and I like the fact that he's going full depth, because basically his whole week was extremely explosive work, and I mean, everything he's doing is extremely explosive work. There's no need for him to be doing a box squat or a quarter squat. It's honestly a good thing, because this is strictly a strength day. This is not a day that he's working heavily on explosive stuff. So there's no need for him to do a quarter squat. A lot of people think that sprinters should never do a full depth squat, which that's just not true at all. You need to be strong through that movement past that 90 degrees, and the glutes start really getting activated there past the 90 degrees as well. And that's what opens up your hips. And you need to be flexible, and you need to be strong through uncomfortable movements and through movements where you need to be flexible in. Yeah, that's intense. That's a lot of weight too. I don't know how much weight that is. I don't know kilograms, but that's intense right there. 175 kilograms. Someone please comment how much weight that is in pounds. Also, 3 reps of that. I like the fact that he's not going past 3 reps. Again, with the power clean and with the squats, even though he's going super heavy and he's going full depth, he's still not going high reps. I really like the fact that he's doing that. So the only times you go high reps is if it's super minimal exercise where there's not a lot of overload on you, like plyometrics. That's why you can do a lot of reps with plyometrics. But when you're going to the weight room and you're a sprinter, you shouldn't be doing things for a ton of reps, because there's no point in that. We want to be doing things either at max weight or at max explosiveness. And either one of those, you can't do them efficiently at a ton of reps. So everything in this workout, he did either max explosively or he did max weight. And he did all of it within low reps, which I'm a big fan of. Everything about this guy's training, I'm usually extremely picky on speed training and on athletic training in general, but I'm liking this guy's training. Let's see what he does next. Probably core training. Okay, he's going into some isolation movements. Boom! That's what I'm talking about. Okay, and a lot of people say that, oh, if you're an athlete, you can't do isolation movements and you can't use machines. All right, that's just not true, because you can do them. You just got to do it at the end of the workout, and you got to be very intentional on what machines you're doing, and they got to be, directly benefiting you in your goals. Like, the reason he's doing these, I would assume, is because, one, he hasn't done any sort of back exercises throughout this whole week. He's only done med balls, which are mainly pushing, and the other thing that he did was the jerk, which is also a push. So he hasn't done anything pulling, and I mean, it's hard to do a lot of pulling exercises that are super explosive, but he's still moving this kind of fast, and there's nothing wrong with using a machine. If anything, it's just safer, and it's going to help him isolate that back, which he hasn't trained yet, and the upper back and rear delt are important muscle groups to be training for your upper body for sprinting, because that's part of it. I mean, obviously your triceps working there, but that pulling back motion, there's just as much pulling back as there is pulling forward and pushing. So he hasn't done any of it yet. So I think that this is great that he's doing it at the end. Now, if he were to have done this in the beginning of the workout, then I'd be saying very differently. But yeah, a lot of sprint gurus are like, yeah, you should never ever touch a machine, but that's just wrong. If you know what you're doing, then, which he obviously does, then that's great. He's doing some rotational work now. I really like rotational work. There's a lot more rotational core stability that's needed in sprinting than you would expect. It's not just all up and down. A lot of it is rotational and abdominal. So I like the fact that I think this is a superset. So he's loading up on these. He's been spamming these ones. The crunches, the weighted crunches. I guess this would be a weighted sit-up, not a crunch, but I like it. And I think he's supersetting it. So he did that to failure, which is very good. I like that, and I know you might be thinking that that's hypocritical because I was just talking about like the 3 to 5 or even 1 rep stuff that he's been doing and that you should be doing. But the core, there's certain muscle groups that are different, and the core is one of those, like where you can just go to failure on it, and it's not a muscle group that needs to be explosive. It's a stabilization muscle group, and there's no like explosive power that comes out of it. It's a stabilizing muscle group that needs to be strengthened through isolation, and just it needs to grow. Like the actual muscles of your abs and of your entire stabilizing core and abdominals need to just be strengthened. And the way you strengthen something like that, something like your core, the only way to do it is through load and going to failure. So it's really important to go to failure on your core. But yeah, I like the fact that he's going to failure and then he's supersetting them with some trunk twists. Oh, I guess he's doing a 3-way superset. I didn't realize that. But he's moving that fast. So he's definitely doing it with intention. So you can always do machines. It's just the fact that you have to do them fast and you have to do the right rep ranges. Barely got that one up. I really like that exercise. I haven't seen a lot of people do that one. What does he have now? That's an interesting way to take the plates off. Okay, now he's strengthening through lengthening. I like this. This is definitely harder than it looks. He's making that look easy. He's obviously very flexible, and he's able to do that without injuring himself because he's flexible and strong within that movement. So I like that, strengthening through lengthening at the end of the workout. And this is one of those things that's going to help prevent him from injury because he has to be strong through a lengthened position. And that's how you prevent injury. That's literally what injury prevention workouts should look like, is strengthening through lengthening. Again, more back exercises because he hasn't hit back all week, so I like that. This is also just kind of random, but you never can go wrong with pull-ups. Now he's doing them weighted. I mean, that's going to work his adductor squeeze too because he's really got to squeeze there in order to hold that dumbbell. Alright, and that's it. In general, let me make this bigger. In general, I really liked that entire workout routine. I'm usually extremely picky on workouts, and if you guys want one that I can just tear apart, then let me know because I can easily do that as well. Way easier than this. But I first wanted to give an example of what good training looks like. Basically everything within that and how he was structuring the workouts, not week to week, but within one session, within each session, the way he was structuring everything was flawless. I loved it. Like I could have called every single one of those before each one of those exercises, and I did. I literally called some of those out because, well, it's almost like I know what I'm talking about, you know? But in general, I really like that workout. I would recommend, I don't believe, as long as you're doing a ton of warm-up and a ton of prep like he's doing, I don't believe any of these were really like that unsafe to be doing. So I think that these were all great exercises to be utilizing and actually even incorporating into your training routine. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you guys have a specific person that you want me to react to, just drop them in the comments and I'll make a video reacting to that person's training routine. And this video just set a very high bar because this guy's training routine was amazing. So that's the moral of this video. Just do what this guy's doing and your workouts will look 10 times better. All right, guys. Peace. Thanks for watching. If you stayed to the end, let me know in the comments. I appreciate it. And you guys can always DM me on Instagram if you have any specific speed training questions. I always just answer people, help them with specific things that they're working on. So if you have any questions, the link's in my bio to my Instagram. Just DM me. Peace. Thanks, guys, for watching.